The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Tiffany Kinney speaking, and I also have Cami Naren joining me today. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. I do see more attendees joining us right now. We are also recording this session as well. So, and we're offering the session later this evening. So just welcome everyone. Before we get started, we are going to do a quick audio check. You will be using a feature on your GoToWebinar panel. And that little feature we're going to practice using right now is that little hand. It's where you can raise your hand. So if you can hear me, if you would please raise your hand. Click that little hand icon. Yay! I see hands going up. Okay, let me just scroll down, see. All right, it does look like everyone, you can hear me, so that means the audio is working correctly. So I'm going to go ahead and lower all those hands, so those little hands will go down. And then let's just make sure you can see the opening slide, supporting remote learning with LCOM, which is short for learning.com. So if you will raise your hand if you see the opening slide, supporting remote learning with learning.com. Okay, great, wonderful. And welcome to those that are just joining us now. Welcome. All right, we're just doing a quick audio check. I'm going to click to lower all those hands, so all the hands are lowered right now. Again, this is Tiffany Kinney speaking at this moment. Cami Naren is also going to be presenting with me today from the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. And we will be monitoring the questions. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, you should see a place in your webinar panel to send in questions. And we will stop periodically throughout to answer questions, and then also have time at the very end of the session for questions. We do have a lot of material to cover, so we are going to go ahead and get started. So again, welcome to Supporting Remote Learning with learning.com with Tiffany Kinney and Cami Naren. We just welcome you today and thank you for taking the time to join us. All right, let's talk a little bit about who you will hear today. Again, this is Tiffany Kinney, learning.com State Program Manager for North Carolina. And this is how you can reach me at tkinney@learning.com if you have any questions following the webinar. My role as the State Program Manager with learning.com is to support the life cycle of implementation of learning.com right here in North Carolina. I am a native North Carolinian and also started my teaching career here in North Carolina. And I also oversee the training going on with the implementation of learning.com. So really just another layer of support for our Tier 1 districts using our learning.com digital skills curriculum. I also have with me today Cami Naren and Audrey Long, and I do think Cami is also going to be, like I said, monitoring not only the questions with me, but also co-presenting with me today. So Cami, would you please introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you, Tiffany. I am Cami Naren. I work for DPI. I am in the Digital Teaching and Learning Department under the Home Base umbrella, where I have been managing the products NESIS, the Teacher Evaluation System, and Learning.com, the K-8 Digital Literacy Initiative. So I've been doing that for a year. Audrey just joined our department, and she will actually be taking over managing learning.com within the next month or two. So we are in transition of that. So I'm excited to that you guys joined us today for our presentation. Ask us anything in the questions, and we'll get back to you. And anything we can't answer today, we will follow up with you. So thank you, Tiffany.
Oh, thank you. All right. So, okay. And Thank you, Cami, for agreeing to, we're co-presenting. Cami and I, fun fact, used to be teammates. So Cami and I are a great collaborative team. So we're just happy to continue our partnership and collaboration with the Department of Public Instruction. All right. Okay, and then Cami's going to talk about just making sure you have registered through NESIS for this NC Bold presentation. So Cami, if you'll just explain this process, please.
Okay. And I'm going to answer one question out loud. So Julie, I'm going to get back to you with an answer, but I'm showing you're not connected to audio. You may want to jump out and jump back in and select your audio, or go under the audio panel and see if your speakers are selected. All right. So the slide you see on your screen right now is, did you register in NESIS? And just a reminder, because this was a new process for NC Bold, to have you guys register through NESIS. So you'll see on the screen the registration link for NESIS, which was separate from your GoToWebinar registration. So we just wanted to just review real quick that you were able to register in NESIS, because that is where you will be getting your certificate. At the end of this session, we will review the QR code. So hopefully you've also downloaded the mobile app that you see on the right-hand side of the screen, the Performance Matters mobile app. And then you just set it up using that code you see in the box at the bottom, and it is case sensitive, the KEXU4S. And then once you're in there, when we reveal the code, you will have a blue button that you can scan that QR code, and it will mark you as attended. Now, this is the first big rollout we've had of this, so if it doesn't work, don't worry. We have recorded right now that you are here today. So we can also follow up with you if this does not work perfectly today, but we're excited about using our mobile app and getting your certificates, because they will then be recorded in NESIS, where you can just go to your transcript and download that certificate later.
All right. Thank you, Cami.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and today's agenda.
All right, so on our agenda today, we just did the introduction and talked about that we'll be signing in at the end of the session. We're going to learn more about learning.com with Tiffany, and then we have an activity for you to participate in. So do have our slides, and you should have gotten those slides in NESIS. There were some resource links in there. So if they're not there, maybe Tiffany, maybe we can put the link in the chat.
Yes.
But we will have that out to you one way or the other. Then we will go over an introduction to the Easy Tech curriculum with Tiffany and those 12 essential digital literacy skills and how to get started quickly. You will have an interactive student experience in learning.com. I'm excited about that one, so I think you're going to enjoy that. And we will talk about the brand new North Carolina remote learning sequences. I will tell you more about that as we get there. That I'm excited about those bundles as well. Continuing out our session, we'll have the national and state standards, the North Carolina digital learning standards, and then what's new in learning.com. You have new lessons, new TechQuest demo that Tiffany's going to do, CSE items, and then gamified experience. And then we'll go over a few resources and any additional information and take questions and reveal that QR code at the end of the session.
All right. Thank you, Cami. Mm-hmm. Okay. And about our session.
Yeah. So about our session, our learning objective today is that we're going to explore learning.com's digital skills, and which will include those North Carolina remote instruction sequences. And this will be interactive for you today so that you can get in and see how it all works. And then we've aligned today's session to the digital learning competency called digital citizenship. So, which is teachers will model and teach digital citizenship by the ethical, respectful, and safe use of digital tools and resources that support the creation of a positive digital school culture.
All right. Thank you so much, Cami.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I do see a lot of new faces on today that are on learning on this webinar. And when I say new faces, maybe you are not a current learning.com subscriber, but I also do see some of my tier 1 districts as well. So just wanted to talk briefly about learning.com for those of you that are not familiar with what we have to offer. Okay, so we are a K-12 digital literacy curriculum, so a comprehensive digital literacy curriculum for grades K-12, and we help students develop and master the technology skills they need to enrich their core curriculum learning and prepare for success in future careers. A little bit about the company. We are in all 50 states in about 1 in 6 districts. We serve about 1.5 million students. We have been around for about 20 years now, a little over 20 years, and our headquarters in Portland, Oregon. But like I said, I am a remote employee for Learning.com. So I live right outside of Raleigh. And over the years, we've earned several different awards, and here you can see just some of those. And we do have the ISTE standards, our seal of alignment for the student standards. We are going to talk about some of those standards and also the North Carolina digital learning standards here shortly. And then our latest award was the Tech for Learning Awards of Excellence. So just a little bit about Learning.com for those of you that are not familiar. Now, if you're district or charter school, we do serve about 40 districts and charters, a little over 40 districts and charters here in North Carolina. If you're not a current subscriber, I am going to allow you to get a full student experience, like Cami said earlier, and also share some free resources at the very end, including some lesson plans by digital skills areas and some distance learning strategies as well. So just wanted to give you a heads up if you're not a current user. Also, if let's say that you are interested in learning more, or you just want to know if your district has Learning.com, please stay on to the end, and you know, we can check that out for you and let you know who your contact is. All right, and we're going to do a Padlet activity to kick us off. So, Cami, you want to talk a little bit about the Padlet activity?
Yes, so we want you to put your thinking caps on, and we're asking you the question today, what is digital literacy? Think about that, and then please, where Tiffany is pointing, we're going to click on the AM link. I'm sorry, it is PM, but the first link right there, and go to the Padlet. So if you've never been out here before, you can double click to add a note. You can click the plus sign to add a note. So I gave you several columns out there to go through, and just answer that question, what is digital literacy? So we're going to give you a couple minutes to please do that activity. And did we put that in the chat, Tiffany?
I just put it in the chat, so everyone should see the Padlet link in the chat right now, so you can go ahead and start the activity.
Okay, and while you guys are doing that, Tiffany, we did have a question. It says the DPI site says that all teachers can access the digital skills playlist for free, but you need an access code. I think maybe those dates have run out for that. Can you answer that question?
That is correct. We may need to update that,
Yes.
Cami. So the digital skills playlist was a free access to a subset of our Easy Tech curriculum, and that was during the first few months of COVID. And so that is no longer available, but I will be able to allow you to log in and play around today to see our curriculum. So yes, we're sorry about that, and we'll get that updated. Thank you, Tammy.
All right. So yeah, well, I work with Tiffany, and I'll get that DPI site updated. All right. Yep. So we'll be quiet a minute and let you guys, you're typing away. That's great. All right. I see some notes coming in.
Yep, we'll give you a few minutes to answer that question.
And Tiffany, if we get a lot of these, I don't know if you can make me the presenter so I can scroll around, because I know you don't have access to scroll around, I don't think, or do you?
So, to move them?
Oh, if you needed to scroll up and down to see the notes.
I can try when they're all finished, but it
Yeah,
doesn't look like I do.
yeah. There's little
If they
scrolly
start to go
bars.
below.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's little scroll bars on each column. Yeah.
Yes, I do not have that. I can switch you to presenter if that's what you would like,
If we need to, if it gets too long.
if we need to.
Yeah.
We'll see what we got. We'll give you just a couple more minutes to respond in the Padlet. What is digital literacy? So about 2 more minutes.
I see somebody knows how to change the color of their note. So once you post, you can go up and highlight. You'll see a pencil, a trash can, and 3 little dots. So your 3 little dots will let you change the color of your note if you'd like to do that. And
You'll all get your, go ahead.
you also have the ability, there's little hearts out there. If you like somebody's comment, please do go out there and click the little heart.
Yes, I like that feature. Yeah, so about another minute to either type in, you know, what your definition is, what is digital literacy, or you can change the color of your note, or you can like someone else's by clicking on the heart to favor it. So about 1 more minute, and then we'll share some of these out. All right, Cami, it looks like
Like you can see
most
them.
of the typing has stopped. Would you agree?
Yes.
All right. Would you like to go ahead and share some?
Sure. So we'll start with the first column over here. So I see guiding teaching digitally, guiding your teaching skills using technology. And Tiffany, you can pop in anytime you'd like if you want any comments.
Yeah.
Computer online tech combined with a variety of sources that are written, etc. And then finally, digital literacy is for learners to become competent using a variety of software components, PowerPoint, Word, etc., to show learning and competency.
And that's a good one. We do have, that is one of our digital skills that we'll be talking about here in just a few minutes with computer fundamentals. And then we also have word processing as well. Yeah, I was trying to look at, these are all very good. Thank you so much for putting these in. I like this one too, the ability to utilize and have knowledge of digital tools to effectively use. Yes, skills needed to live, learn, and work in a society where communication and access to information is increasingly through digital technologies like the internet platforms, social media, mobile devices. That's excellent.
Yeah.
See, I see some other people.
Skills needed to use technology in a productive and safe manner. We'll be looking at some of those little modules for your students today.
Yeah. Ability to use digital tools to navigate the world. Use media to help guide instruction and convey knowledge. You guys are doing a great job. And let me scroll up so I can look at this one. The ability to function, I like that word, efficiently online, communicate information. This is all very good. This is all correct. And someone got really fancy here.
Oh, wow.
And inserted an image. This is great. Thank you so much. The ability to utilize multiple digital platforms to communicate information. Great. Awesome. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that image. Well, this is all correct. And these are all great, a great stepping stone for what we're going to be talking about with digital literacy. So if we're ready, Cami, I'm going to go ahead and move on.
Yes.
So we can talk about the actual definition of digital literacy. So on your screen, there we go. So we can use this American Library Association digital literacy definition as a guiding light, and realize how important it is to understand that even digital natives who know how to use a device, or let's say someone said posting to social media, um, they're not necessarily considered digitally literate. So this is a definition, and you're going to see a lot of those same words that you guys posted on the Padlet. So the ability to use information and communicate and communication technologies to find, evaluate, create, and communicate information, requiring both cognitive and technical skills. So y'all really did an excellent job sharing that out. So digital literacy in education encompasses so much more than how to navigate like a device like an iPad or a Chromebook, or even just send a text. So think about, why does digital literacy matter? Why does it matter? Okay. Another question I would like you to consider is, would you agree that every interaction with the internet or digital media requires some level of digital literacy? Okay. So just think about that as we dive into our curriculum here, and as you're playing around as a student and getting that full student experience. Okay. So now that we have a better understanding of what that is, we're going to go and talk a little bit about the 12 essential skills of digital literacy. So when you guys get access to the slide deck, which I'm understanding will be a part of your resources in NESIS, I did put a hyperlink up here that says 12 essential skills of digital literacy. So here at learning.com, that hyperlink is going to take you to a PDF document. It's really worth a good read. But we're going to talk a little bit more about these digital literacy skills over the next few minutes. And these 12 skills can be organized for the most part into 4 pillars containing 3 skill areas, as you see on your screen right now. So those 4 pillars, keyboarding and digital essentials, such as computer fundamentals, keyboarding, and visual mapping. We do have a lot of people that love all these components, but especially the keyboarding. We do have an adaptive keyboarding program that uses diagnostic exercises to give students individualized touch typing practice, addressing their areas of weaknesses. Very popular here in North Carolina and really across all our states that use it. Online safety and digital citizenship. This is huge right now, right? So we do have all these included in the Easy Tech curriculum, online safety and digital citizenship, including new lessons with our partnership from Common Sense Education. Those are also included in our curriculum with the lesson plans and videos, internet usage and online communication, and then also multimedia. Then the applied productivity applications. So think about, these are fundamental for, example, students need to know, well, I was about to say cyberbullies, but that's for online safety and digital citizenship. They need to know how to handle that. But for the applied productivity applications, students really need to become independent readers and writers as they develop math skills, and they use applied productivity applications to create content, collaborate with others, use technology tools such as word processing and presentations. This is very popular with not only our classroom or core classroom teachers, but also with our CTE teachers. We do have districts that are using learning.com as their CTE program. And then computational thinking and coding, students developing an understanding of specific design processes through computational thinking. And then giving the students an opportunity to see the value of code and coding as a way to develop logic and reasoning. So once you have access to the slide deck, if you click on the 12 essential skills, I just gave you a highlight. But this is a document that is really great. It talks about digital literacy, what we, started off our conversation with, and then it goes through each one of those 12 essential digital skills and talks about the elements. All right. So just so you know, that document is there for later reading and talks about digital literacy a little more in depth. Okay. And I included this next slide is because if you're not familiar with learning.com, you may just not know how easy it is to get started. There's really three main things to get started with learning.com, to just get started as a teacher. And that is create a class, enroll students, and assign curriculum. We're going to really talk a lot about assigning curriculum today, or what curriculum, excuse me, that we have available. And I also want to say too, if your district is a participating SIS, or that means Student Information System, or syncing district, and is also signing in through maybe Clever or ClassLink, so we do have those data integrations, your classes have already been created and students are automatically enrolled. So you would take out the created class and enroll students, because that would have already been done for you. So the biggest job for you as a teacher would be to assign curriculum, to assign your digital skills curriculum. So, often, people will say, well, what's the setup process? Well, for you guys, it's very simple. Okay. All right. So this is the fun part. So what we're going to do now is we're going to allow you to experience our curriculum through the lens of a student. Okay. So, and what I will tell you too, you're going to experience some of the North Carolina remote learning sequences. Some of that curriculum is as in the demo student, as a student. So we are asking you to be the student. Okay, so for the next 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to allow you to be the student. We want you to act like a student, get things wrong, skip around, use closed captions, play with the settings, just making sure that you act as a student, right? And not the perfect student. So we want you to do all that. So in order to do this, we want you to navigate to login.learning.com. That is going to log you straight into the actual platform. And Cami has also wrote that into the chat. She has shared that in the chat. So you're going to navigate to login.learning.com. That goes straight to our platform. Your username is going to be, for everybody, demo student. And once you get in, just hold tight because I'm going to show you something. Password student. And then for the district, if you start typing in training NC, it will pop up for you, and just go ahead and click login. So, and that's training space NC. And once you log in, we're going to choose your level, and I will show you that here in just a minute. I'm just allowing everybody to take a minute. I know some of you may be working off of one screen, so just wanted to talk you through that for just a minute. This is what the new user interface for the platform looks like. Okay, so I'm going to show you, I'm going to log in as a student. So again, everybody's using demo student. Your password is student, training NC, and then click in login. So once you get there, you're going to see our new gamified experience. And it was going to put you in a class 6 through 8 demo class with Tiffany Kinney. However, if you would like to go to the elementary grades, I would click on the top right-hand corner where it says classes. And you're going to click on the grade levels, just focus on 1 or 2. So if you want to be on the 6th through 8th grade curriculum path, or the K through 5 path, okay? So focus on one of those. Again, to get there, once you log in, it is going to put you automatically in 6th through 8th because that is the first class the student sees. But if you want to switch over to K5, I will tell you K5 is based on a 3rd grade, just so you know. So the background will change. And then for the 6th, 8th, you're going to be on a path for, I do believe I put you in 7th grade. So again, you can switch between classes, but maybe choose the level that you teach. And I'm going to stop talking here in just a minute. Those of you that are used to the whole path, do not pay attention to the stars because we're all logged in as the same student. I just truly want you to experience this as a student. You know, again, these stars would, they are collected as the student moves on through the lessons and the assigned content. But for today, we're not going to worry about that because we're all logged in as the same. So we're going to give you about 10 to 15 minutes just to go through here. Click on, it is an open sequence, so you can skip around. I did not do a forced sequence, which means the student would actually have to go in sequential order. But I just wanted you to be able to see some of the lessons. I've put in some application exercises. There's some keyboarding in there. These are all coming from the North Carolina remote learning sequences, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. Okay. All right. And again, we've typed that in the chat, but if you're having a hard time logging in, just send us a question and we will help you log in. Otherwise, I'm going to go mute for about 10 minutes or so. Please act as a student, have fun, and enjoy. If you get a chance, maybe you want to try out the adaptive keyboarding as well. You should see a little lesson here that says AK adaptive keyboarding. If you want to check that out, it's pretty neat. Those of you that are not familiar with adaptive keyboarding. So we'll give you about 5 more minutes. I know some of you maybe had a little trouble logging in, so I want to make sure that you have some time to explore. So go ahead and play a little bit more, and we'll be back. If you have any questions, send those in the questions panel. Thank you. We'll come back together in about 3 more minutes, you guys. So about 3 more minutes. Go around, jump around to lessons. There's lessons in here, application exercises. There's skills checks as well. So to assess what your students know prior to digital skills instruction, and also a post test. So have fun, a few more minutes. Okay, everyone, if we'll just stop right there, pause right there with whatever lesson you are working on. Okay. I know that time goes by very quickly. We just have a lot to cover today, and I have some other things to demo for you. But if I would love to take just a few minutes to hear some feedback from you guys. Feedback, also any questions you may have, what you noticed as a student, if you played around with any of the settings and changed those. I would love to hear some feedback. Anything you would like to share, I'll give you a couple minutes. And I did already see a few comments come in. This is pretty cool. This is fantastic. I love to hear this feedback. Good or bad, right? We also love to improve as well. Did anyone check out the commenting in the virtual classroom? That is new. That came in the sequence of 6 through 8. And if you were in K through 5, you also, I think, saw it at the very beginning as well, because that's for 3rd through 8th grade. And that is one of our new remote learning lessons, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. Any other comments? Anything you noticed as a student? And again, these backgrounds do change. For if you are K2, let's say that your students are K2 students, their background is different. So it changes within the different grade bands to be more grade age appropriate. So any other comments? So I see a question that came in and I'm seeing where, let's see. So question is, does everyone need to sign in? Yes. So yes, everyone needs to sign in. We did have a free access to digital skills playlist for everybody back in the spring. But if your district is interested and not a current learning.com user, we have done several pilots, so we can talk about that online as well. But I am going to share some other free resources that you can use offline as well if you are not a current learning.com subscriber for your district. So yes, districts and schools will need sign-ins for their students. And this, like I said, this student experience you're seeing right now, this gamified path is brand new. We used to have just a list. Those of you that are familiar with us, it was a list of assignments, but based on some feedback, some user testing and such, students are really loving the gamified experience. So this is what it looks like now. And like I said, it changes between grade levels. So we're going to go ahead and move on. If you have any comments or questions, again, we're still monitoring those, but I want to make sure that we get to what we need to, right? So let me go ahead and click out of that for now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go back to the presentation. And as I was, sharing you were in the student experience, and Cammie and I are both going to talk about this, is that what I put you in was a subset of our digital technology skills specific sequences, and they were called the North Carolina Remote Learning Sequences. So what you were seeing was part of that sequence in there. So I just want to talk about what these are, and then also Cammie is going to talk about the work we've done together, learning.com and the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. So these are the remote learning sequences. This is what it would look like if you're a teacher. You would see that this would be available in your custom curriculum. And these are grade level and digital skill specific sequences, and they are prepackaged. So all you all your teachers would have to do would be literally have to click into the actual remote learning grade level. It's called remote learning. You would click the grade level and see the curriculum. And that Easy Tech curriculum provides skill areas such as computer fundamentals, online safety and digital citizenship, keyboarding, word processing, internet usage, and online communications, and computational thinking and coding fundamentals. So it is a subset, again, of all of our skills available, because remember we have 12. And then it also includes teacher facilitated and auto scored curriculum items. So I know all of us are in a unique learning environment right now. So there are lessons that can obviously be used completely remotely. Well, everything actually can be used remotely, but some are teacher facilitated. So like your common sense education items, there's lesson plans, videos that you can easily teach using a hybrid learning environment, whatever platforms you're using. Maybe you're using Canvas or Zoom or GoToMeeting or Microsoft Teams. They can be used in that way as well. So I would like Cami, if you want to talk a little bit about how these remote learning sequences came about in the partnership we have.
Yeah, thank you, Tiffany. So NCDPI was answering like an legislative request to offer K-8 digital literacy initiative for these digital specific skills that our students need. And this started over a year ago. So last year was our first year. The chosen vendor for this initiative was learning.com, and it's been a great partnership. So we did start last year. And then, in March, we kind of had to all go remote. So that brought out another unique opportunity in that we knew that teachers needed a way for their students to learn how to work remote and handle all those different meetings that Tiffany just talked about, the Zoom, the Microsoft meeting, the Teams, however they were going to get online, and do it safely and do it, have those digital skills. So were they working with a mouse? Were they have a keypad? Were they touch screen? And did the sequences assist students to learn those skills? So we worked together with learning.com, and the first thing that came about was what you see here, this bundle of remote learning sequences, and they are by grade level, and 6 through 8 is combined, but everybody else is by grade level. Moving forward, learning.com will be breaking out even more the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade components, and I'm really excited about some new curriculum that is coming out, and Tiffany can talk more about that, about teaching your students quickly how to interact with a teacher online. How do you handle bullying online? How do you communicate to your co-students? And how do you communicate to your teacher? And what different kinds of systems will you be using? So part of this, we got to work and view what you just did, and we had some suggestions and worked with learning.com, and it was already a great product, but as you know, each year we all have to grow and learn and go. And so this has been great because these sequences have come about, and now learning.com is going to be rolling out some more brand new sequences, and I'll let Tiffany talk about that curriculum that
Right.
Improves how students can learn to work online safely and have that digital citizenship.
Yes, thank you, Cami. Yeah, it's been a great partnership. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Cami.
Thank you. And I
And
forgot to mention one thing. We
yeah, go ahead.
did work with three districts that were using learning.com already. So I did want to mention them. It was Cumberland County Schools, Warren County Schools, and Millennium Charter Academy. So we can't thank them enough because they helped vet these for you. They had already implemented learning.com. And now we think we have a even more awesome product to offer you guys.
Yes, the learning.com hub committee was very instrumental with helping us. So a big thanks to, again, Warren County Schools, Cumberland County, and Millennium Charter, because they were a big part of giving us this feedback along and DPI, giving us this feedback on how we can put together a curriculum for these sequences to be designed to help students with the essential fundamentals to prepare them for a blended classroom and remote learning environment. And this next slide, just wanted to share some resources to you if you're interested. You know, we had some best practices. Of course, we said that these sequences are already bundled, they're already pre-packaged, so you use them as designed. We would hope that you just assign the unit, and starting in 3rd grade through middle school, it does include the skills checks, and that starts 3rd through 8th grade, and that's the pre and the post test for each skill. And I do have a webinar coming up on Thursday on just the skills checks. I have one today, but the one on Thursday is at 3 p.m. if you're interested in learning more about skills checks. And then also supporting resources. We worked on several different resources together. We do have, we just linked in the communication to all the, you know, to all the teachers and also administrators about how the remote learning sequences could support your school and district's remote instruction plans. And also, one thing I wanted to point out, and I know we have a lot of teachers with us, is this North Carolina Educator Digital Literacy Brief. And what this was just a quick start way of getting started with using learning.com. But also, if you wanted to use the remote learning sequences, there was more information about that and how to find that and assign it. So, and then also about our new online training center. So, you know, these are linked in today's presentation. We do have a pacing guide available. Those were sent out to all district coordinators as well. So we do have a pacing guide that accompanies the remote learning sequences for North Carolina. So this was all customized for North Carolina needs. All right. And then as you know, we were saying earlier, we do our curriculum is our curriculum items to comply with the national and state level standards. So over the next few slides, you're going to see how our curriculum or our lessons align to the North Carolina digital learning standards that are in implementation this year. And so I've just linked out that information here where you would be able to see this document. This is from the North Carolina Digital Learning Standards Department of Public Instruction. Here are the standards, and again, this is an implementation year this year. It was an installation year last year, and then of course we have our ISTE standards among a lot of other standards that are in the platform. But just wanted to see over the next few slides. I won't spend a ton of time on this, that I've pulled out some lessons so you can see how they are aligned to the North Carolina Digital Learning Standards. And of course, these are intended to be integrated across content areas. So that really means that all teachers are responsible for incorporating them in their instruction. So I just wanted to showcase a few lessons here. This lesson, Computational Thinking Directions, is for grades 2 through 4. And then it covers the North Carolina Digital Learning Standard of Innovative Designer and Computational Thinking. Online safety and digital citizenship. Again, very big topic and very important topic, right? To keep our students safe online. So this is just an example how this meets that digital citizen standard, okay? And then spreadsheets, trends, and forecasts. This is just an example of 6 through 8, and as that meets the computational thinker and creative communicator. So just want to showcase a few lessons across the various grade levels to demonstrate this standards alignment. Okay. So what's new? I'm going to demo some of this for you, not all of it, but those of you that are familiar with learning.com and want to know what's new, and also those of you that are just learning about learning.com, some things that may pique your interest a little bit. We do have Tech Quest, which I'm going to demo here in just a minute, which is a student-led auto-score curriculum pathway. This is also included in a learning.com subscription. I'll demo that in just a minute. You've already seen our updated student experience, so you have those assignment paths and they're student-led. If you were logging in for the very first time as a student, I should have mentioned you get to select your own avatar. So it's really cool. They select their own avatar, and of course you earn stars along the way because it is a gamified experience. The remote learning lessons that Cami had talked about, we are in the process. We do already have some that have released, as you saw today, those of you that viewed that lesson, but lessons to help learners better navigate remote and hybrid learning environments. So some of those are like commenting in the classroom. We have others coming up, such as virtual classroom meetings, netiquette in online communication. So how to, conduct yourself in an online communication a safe way. And then also troubleshooting basics for online learning. So we do have all this rolling out actually for completion here within the next month or so. But some of those have already been added to our curriculum. And this was all based on feedback from our users, especially here in North Carolina, and working with the Hub Group and also North Carolina Department of Public Instruction. So we've been very busy, and really the benefits of that use for the remote learning lessons, obviously where we are right now in our learning environments, but students are going to learn how to navigate software for learning, remote learning, as well as develop good habits to work independently. Those lessons, those remote learning lessons, are subject agnostic, meaning students participate in any remote or hybrid learning environment will learn skills to apply across all of their learning. Okay, so it doesn't matter if they're using, Microsoft Teams or Zoom or Google Meet. It is subject agnostic, so platform agnostic as well. Keyboarding games, we have new keyboarding games that have already been released. Online Training Center has been a big hit, and that covers the fundamentals of the Learning.com platform. So if you are already a Learning.com subscriber, you have access to this, and basically it is training and online access to online videos and resources that you can learn easy tech at your own pace. So we do have that available. And then I've already talked a little bit about this too, K-12 online safety content. We do have a partnership with Common Sense Education, so we have included all those new items as part of our online safety and digital citizenship. So, as promised, I wanted to talk a little bit more about TechQuest and show you TechQuest. I do have some screenshots, but also I'll demo that for you. And it is this is new, complete gamified student-led experience. It's browser-based access, just like what you've seen. Grade appropriate paths of auto-scored easy tech lessons and corresponding skills checks. So this is gamified access to gamified content, teaches essential technology skills for readiness in today's digital world. All right, completely student-based. It also includes the foundation of digital literacy in the broad range of competencies, as you see right here. I won't read all of those, but those are our digital literacy skills. And then we also have a TechQuest curriculum sequence. So if you wanted to see exactly what was in that sequence, you can click on here. This takes you straight to our support site and scroll all the way to the bottom where it says View TechQuest Curriculum Sequence. And you would be able to see by grade level what this looked like as far as what lessons are included in TechQuest. And I say all that because TechQuest is a little different from the other curriculum that you've seen. This is just a way for students to get easy and quick access to digital literacy skills instruction. It requires no class creation or curriculum assignment, so teachers do not have to assign any curriculum. The only thing that's necessary to access TechQuest is to create student accounts and assign a grade level, because it's going to put them in that grade level path. So it's really as simple as that. Students literally log in and they begin to work. Okay. All right. So, and then I did have some screenshots for you guys so you can see it. And I think I just have a minute or two I have to show this live of TechQuest. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to log in as a demo student. just so you can see what TechQuest looks like. We are actually logging in as my demo student, which happens to be my niece. So this isn't a demo account. But this is, of course, she is going into the 8th grade. So I have put her in 7th grade. And notice up here her classes. If you set up a class as a teacher, they can coexist. They would, the teacher class always shows first. But right now we're going to look at TechQuest. And what this is, again, grade appropriate paths of auto scored easy tech lessons and corresponding skills checks. So again, those start in 3rd grade. But you see all these little locks here? This looks different than what you were working on earlier. That means it is a forced sequence. So before a student can move on, they have to complete the lesson before it, okay? They cannot jump around like I let you guys do earlier. And this is to basically make sure they are building those foundational skills. Now, it is all auto-scored. Again, teachers do not have to do anything. They just have to make sure their students have accounts, and they move at their own pace. And this includes all our digital skills, okay? So, and just so you know too, if your students use TechQuest, it always starts with online safety. So it's always going to start with online safety. All right. Okay. All right. So any questions about TechQuest? Just wanted to quickly show you that because that is also new.
Yep, no questions about TechQuest.
All right. And as promised too, we do have some free resources. I know not everyone out there, their district may have not subscribed to learning.com, but there is a repository of resources that you can actually download some of our lessons, our lesson plans from our resource site, which is right here. It's this first one, digital skills resources to support your distance learners. And I've even put a little note here just in case you forgot. Check out the free lesson plans by digital skill area. It's about mid-page. I'm going to go ahead and click on that so you can see what we have. These are our virtual learning resources. I'm going to put this link in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and do that too. So if you want to follow along with me. So this is where I am right now. It is in your chat. Now we have a lot of information here, you guys. So there is information for our customers, but there is information also available and lessons available for free for non-customers. Okay, so I'm going to scroll about halfway down where it says there's resources for parents, some really great stuff here, but also these lesson plans. So I wanted to show you, I haven't shown a lot of K2. So let me show you a K2 lesson plan that you can use for automatic download. You are more than welcome to use this. You can download the lesson plan here. It has your objectives. It has how long it would take your students, but it will go ahead and show you standards alignment, ISTE, and so forth, E-rate requirements, related articles. Only thing you have to do, you do have to put in your email address and it will let you automatically download, okay? So just wanted to give you a heads up, but we do have them by topic area. So again, and by grade level. So cyberbullying, you can use any of these, 3 through 5 if you're teaching presentations, right? You can download this as well. All right. And it'll come straight to your email. And these actually are in our curriculum too. So just wanted to show you those resources as well. There's more about professional development and other resources. And then we do have a webinar that I wanted to share with you, how to set your class up for distance learning success, and an ebook. These are all free. These were done by e-learning experts as well. One person is actually, one of them is on my team. But the ultimate guide to distance learning. All right, so talking about developing communication strategies, configuring your distance learning tech stack. These are just great resources that we have. All right. And then just a way to stay connected with us, we have our learning.com webpage, and that would be any kind of information if you're seeking information about learning.com and what we offer, and then support as well. So these are all our support resources. So anytime you need a pacing guide, you can go there. We have our editorial, so I put that in there. We are on LinkedIn, and also you can follow us on Twitter as well. We post a lot of information on there, all about e-learning, learning.com, distance learning, all sorts of stuff. Okay, and I think, Kami, this is your part. I know you've talked a little bit about that partnership, so we might be able to get through this slide quickly, but I'm gonna go ahead and see if we have any questions while you talk about this.
Yeah, there was one out there, but I'll let you look at that.
Okay, got it.
All right. So I won't repeat anything we said earlier, but this is the timeline for that K-8 Digital Literacy Initiative. It started in 2018 with some legislation, authorizing legislation. And then there was some allotments for if you are in a tier 1 district, your district could have applied to get some funding from DPI to use learning.com. And then for everybody not in tier 1 districts, we have convenience contract. It's still the same convenience contract pricing, but everybody would contact Tiffany to start using learning.com if you aren't already. And now we are in year 2, and we are growing student usage. We had over 90,000 students counts in the first year, and we're expecting over 100,000 at least this year. So there's our list of our hub group, and they will reconvene as we go through, and anything that comes up. If you have any suggestions as you're using learning.com, please email Audrey Long there. You can also email me. My email is on the beginning slides. We will take any suggestions back to learning.com to review anything that you notice while you're using it. Kudos or questions or issues that you may be having. Don't hesitate to email Tiffany or I or Audrey Long, who will be taking over my position in the next couple months. So I think that's about all I have. Our home-based manager is Rob Dietrich. He is awesome. So if you ever want to go to the man in charge, Rob Dietrich would be your guy. And he was very good to answer any home-based questions. So here's just a list of our participating counties. And I won't go through all those, but we're excited to have 37 Tier 1 PSUs participating with us. And I do believe we have a couple convenience contract PSUs as well. And that includes your LEAs, charters, and lab schools. So we're very excited to be working with you guys again this year.
Yeah, that's great. Yes. We have, just over 40 participating. Now, 37 of those are Tier 1, which you see on your screen. We do have a few from Surrey County that are participating, as well as some private schools across North Carolina. But just wanted to show you just quickly. We're not going to read through all of these, but these are our current participating districts for Tier 1 here in North Carolina. All right, and so I know you guys need to make sure that you sign in as well. So you will need to,
You probably have to escape.
Yeah,
move that.
I'm gonna have to escape. You're right. Let me move that. Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Let me present that for you so it's nice and big. How about that? You're gonna make sure that you open your Performance Matters mobile app. Log into NCED Cloud, select the blue button, scan section code, and scan this QR code. And this is, of course, for attendance for this session. So within a week, your attendance will be marked complete, and then a certificate for this session will be viewable and printable in your transcript area. Okay. Anything you need to add about that, Cami?
No, just be patient. It's going to take probably about a week. We have several NC Bold sessions, and our NC Bold leads are going to have to make sure they're going to check your attendance with your scan in. If you think you've had any issues with this, just feel free to email the NC Bold folks or myself, and we'll follow up with you. If you don't have that certificate, especially if you don't have that certificate within a week, do email us and we will make sure you get that. So, and if you have any questions about where to find it, you're going to go in NESAS, you're going to go to the My Courses tab, go down to the My Courses channel, and then in there, there is a My Transcript button. And when you go to My Transcript, scroll down past the date section, you'll see the course listed. A blue link to the right will take you to your certificate.
Great. We've put that, I put the, if you're having an issue with the QR code, there is a bit.ly for the attendance. So I put that in the chat as well. If you have any questions about that.
And again, your attendance is also recorded in our GoToWebinar list, so we can definitely verify that you are here today.
That's right. And as you are making sure you're signing in, you guys, you've been a great audience and great listeners. We're gonna hang on. We've actually got 6 minutes left. I think we did a great job to answer any questions, outstanding questions you may have. And we are here to answer any questions. So, and I see one that's come in. Yes, so there is a cost to learning.com. That's a great question. We do have a state convenience price that was set with the state with DPI. So it is at a reduced cost. So if you are interested, you may reach out to me and I will connect you with our team member that talks about that. But yes, it is at a reduced student license cost. You can buy it per student license or by school building, whichever's cheaper.
Okay, and I'll put the link to our DPI website that tells about learning.com.
Yeah,
and the
that'd be
answer
great.
Here.
That'd be great.
And that's our DPI website. Learning.com page. And I'll get that posted out.
All right.
And so Tanya, did you download the app for Performance Matters? And it's not really a sign-in. Once you open it up, you're going to click on the blue button. That's I forgot what it says now. I got to go back and look at the slides.
Okay.
Yeah, it says scan session code. So when you open up your app, you should see the course for today, the session for today. You'll click the blue link scan session code and then hold it up to your screen to scan that code, and it should mark you as attended.
Great. And again, if you have any questions, we're going to hang out for a few more minutes. We have about 4 more minutes. I will go ahead and stop the recording.